All right, guys, cheers. Welcome back. Contender Series. Honestly, Contender Series has been slapping. I think, cheeky little coffee. I think Contender Series honestly might be one of the better shows going on UFC, or one of the better fight hosting things on UFC. Like, I would rather watch like a Contender Series night than another regional MMA promotion that's hosted on UFC Fight Pass. For the most part, not always, but for the most part, just because I guess, well, typically in Contender Series, you're getting the better guys from each regional um, kind of promotion. Also, just after week one, since they basically told them, hey, if you don't actually have an entertaining fight, get the fuck out. Every fight has been pretty much really good. Like, there's been like one or two fights in the last 3 weeks that have been, I would say, like, for Contender Series standards, not on par, but compared to like a typical UFC fight night or a pay per view, like better than like 50% of the fights. So honestly, Contender Series is becoming more entertaining than like the fight nights and stuff like that for the most part. Missing a little bit of like the name value. There's a lot of, this is week four. We're gonna break down week four because it just happened, and there's a lot of like names that I personally know because there's a couple Canadian fighters, a couple people I've been following on this card. Minus the names, like honestly, the fights are way better on Contender Series than they are for most fight nights and other events. There's just 4 or 5 of them instead of like 10, 12 of them, which makes it like not as entertaining because there's not enough of them. I'm gonna go over here on this side while over here. But other than that, like the fights have all been super entertaining. So just because there's not a lot of them doesn't mean that they weren't great fights. I'm gonna break down all the fights from this fight card because I thought there's some really good fights. There's some good prospects. Some people, like, I think the majority of us will know or at least follow a little bit coming into this fight night. So yeah, sick fights. We're gonna start with Tommy McMillen versus David McGoyan. Honestly, both guys. David McGoyan actually looked good, but not that good. Like, he was being hyped up as Arman Sarukian's like the next coming Arman Sarukian. Like, this guy's gonna be like, he's gonna be the little Arabian Jesus, and yeah, I mean, he simply wasn't. I thought it was gonna be a tough fight for Tommy McMillen. I haven't really watched many of Tommy McMillen's fights before, but knowing he's with Sean O'Malley's team and all that kind of stuff like that, I did follow him on social media, was keeping up with what he did. I did know his background in wrestling and everything like that. And I thought he would be better in the striking, to be honest. His striking looked quite sloppy, but he is a big dude for the division. He really, really, I thought in this fight, if anything, like, I didn't think that Tommy would be the person to break necessarily, but I didn't think he'd be the guy that's like really, really pushing the pace, looking for a finish, fighting out of really, really tough submissions. I thought that maybe in like some of the positions he was in would be a spot where like you wouldn't necessarily quit, but like he would lose the fight. Like, that would be the end of the fight. He would get finished. It wouldn't be like, yo, he quit and got finished, but like he got finished. And to be fair, in that first round, in that I guess kind of like modified guillotine, like that was a position where a lot of people would have like wouldn't have been unnecessary or wouldn't have been unreasonable to tap there, but a lot of people would have tapped. The majority of people would have tapped. That would have been the fight. He would have got finished. He fought out of that, which was insane, and put it on him in the second and the third round. I'm really impressed with Tommy McMillen. Do I think that he's the caliber of fighter yet that's going to be, doing well against most people in this division in the UFC? No, but I think he can be. I absolutely think he can be. His wrestling, his grappling looked absolutely great in this fight. He had no problem stopping takedowns. He had no problems in the grappling. He had no problems holding them there. He was really good with the front headlock series. So I thought he looked really, really good in the grappling. Obviously, that is kind of his bread and butter. Bread and butter. Ugh. But his striking was definitely like, his striking was pretty sloppy. There was a lot of things in the striking where it's like, if you got hit by a little bit stronger guy or a little bit cleaner guy in this weight class, there's a good chance that you go to sleep. He fights at what, 145. So like, let's say you put him in there with John Silva, and John Silva has those openings and can hit him with those shots. Like, bro, you're getting slapped for sure. So he needs to make these adjustments to fight the top levels against in this division. But I think he's a really entertaining fighter. He showed tons of grit. He showed tons of determination. Really entertaining style of fighting. Always pushing the pace. Always coming forward. And he didn't slow down at all. His cardio was good. I mean, he literally, up until this fight, he had all first round finishes, which is really impressive. I know he was fighting more on the regional scene than anything, but he fought a really good prospect in David Moygan and McGoyan. And like, he overcame some adversity and put it on him the whole fight, looking for a finish. So really, really good win from Tommy McMillen. David McGoyan looked good. He was kind of a really well-rounded fighter in all aspects. However, his boxing was good. His boxing was crisp. He landed like a lot of nice elbows and stuff like that. However, when he wasn't able to kind of start to get his way after the first round, he got his way the first round. Second round, he wasn't able to get his way quite as much, and Tommy McMillen was still there and pushing a pace a bit. You could see that David McGoyan was like, okay, like I'm facing adversity, like I'm gonna start to slow down now, and that's exactly what happened in the third round. Like, yeah, he took some damage, but it was more just like I don't even want to say it was a cardio thing. I think it was a cardio thing a little bit. Tommy McMillen was the fresher fighter, but I think it was more just so that he was getting like discouraged with the fact that like he's landing clean shots. He had a dominant first round, and this guy's still coming forward, and he's not able to get him out of there. He's not able to stop him, and then he's getting tired as well. And I don't want to say he quit necessarily in the fight because I don't think he quit, but he slowed down and let the fight get away from him. And I think that was that showed a little bit of like a lack of like who wants it more. And I did think that Tommy McMillen would be the guy that wanted it more in this fight. I was dead wrong. The guy wants it more by far, and he showed up and showed out, and he won this fight. So it was a really good fight from Tommy McMillen. And David McGoyan looked good. He was fighting his ass off. Like, it's hard to say that like he kind of like gave up, because he didn't give up by any means. Like, he was getting like, it was a war, but he slowed down enough to let the fight get away from him and let himself lose a close fight that if you just kept on the gas a little bit more, he probably would have won it. Like, if he just kept on the gas a little bit more in that second round, probably would have won. If he kept on the gas a little bit more in the third round, probably could have had a close round, maybe won it as well. So it was one of those ones where it was like, it was a good back and forth fight. It was an absolute war. Tommy McMillen and the striking looked pretty sloppy, to be honest, but he came forward, he took the shots, and he put a pace on him, which is exactly what you have to do. Eduardo Chapolin versus Antoine Ho. Dude, this guy and his stupid hammer, man. I remember seeing him on top of that stupid hammer. I'm like, bro, like, why are you doing this children's hammer? He's a good fighter. He's got good striking. His grappling's pretty good. He's pretty well-rounded. I don't think he's insanely good. And I actually do think that, I know Antoine Ho lost the fight, but I do think Antoine Ho is the better fighter, athletic-wise, technique-wise, out of the two of these guys. And let's look at the scorecards, because we got this first round to Edouard Chapolin. They gave all 3 rounds to Edouard Chapolin, which is fair. First round probably could have gone to Antoine Ho, especially with the illegal knee. So, I mean, he blatantly just blasted him in the face with the knee. And I thought that Antoine Ho, up until that point, was winning that first round. I thought that he was cleaner with the striking. He was really good on the outside. His stance switches and movements was really good. He's very, very fast. He's very, very athletic. He's very, very good with the in and out movements. He's a problem for anybody in flyweight. Both these guys are a problem for like the majority of guys in flyweight. I think they beat a lot of the bottom people in the top 15 in flyweight. And I know Antoine Ho has had 2 chances on Contender Series now, and he's lost both of them. I would like to see this guy in the UFC. Does it have to be in the UFC now? Like, no, but like, give him 2 more years. I don't know how old he is. I don't think he's that old. I think he's pretty young. But I think you give him 2 more years, and you should put this motherfucker in the UFC, because he's an entertaining fighter. He's really fast. He's got really good striking. His grappling is actually pretty good. His grappling was better than Edouard Chapolin's in this fight. However, he kind of still like lost some positions and made some mistakes where he got held down. But for the most part, I thought his grappling was good enough to hang with Chapolin, and his striking is more than good enough to hang with Chapolin. I thought he won. It was kind of weird where they were asking him to go for grappling exchanges to hold him down, because I thought he could outstrike Eduardo Chapolin. It was a closer. It wasn't closer. It was a close fight in the striking for sure. But I thought Antoine Ho was a little bit sharper. He was a little bit faster, and I thought he was using his in and out movements a little bit better. He did get walked down a little bit by Chapolin in the second round, and he was landing some good shots. Chapolin's boxing, his striking is quite good, but it's like, it's quite good, but he's not, it's not that he's plotty. You can see the difference in movement and athleticism and striking capabilities with like Antoine Ho and like somebody like Lonnie Kavanaugh versus an Eduardo Chapolin. Eduardo Chapolin doesn't have that same speed, that same fast twitch, that same in and out movement and footwork that these guys have. But he's got good hands. He's got good timing. He's got good kind of reads. So he kind of like walks forward a little bit more. But I think Antoine Ho probably could have outstruck him at least 2 rounds in this fight. He did have that kind of illegal knee in the first round. Otherwise, I thought he was on his way to winning it. Second round, he was kind of getting back from that, and then I think he got stuck on bottom. But anyways, sucks for Antoine Ho. I think he's a really good prospect. I think he should be in the UFC in the future. Uh, Edouard Champelin he's a good fighter. He's a really good flyweight. He didn't have the necessarily the most exciting fight. It was a pretty close. It was like not a close fight, but it was still like close. It wasn't a domination by any means. It was nothing really, and like outside of the legal knee, there's nothing really like to be like, oh my god, that Edouard Champelin did in this fight. I think he's gonna be a problem for a lot of guys at flyweight, but I think he's not the most entertaining fighter. He's not an unentertaining fighter, but he's not like a holy shit, we have to have this guy, which is why he didn't get a contract. But I do think he's good. I think if he gets some more wins, he can also get in the UFC as well. I'm saying that like I'm fucking Dana White over here. This is our boy from TriStar right here. I'm in New Zealand right now, but we're still repping Montreal. Mandel Nallo, Mr. Rat Garbage. If you guys don't follow Rat Garbage on Instagram, you should go check him out. I didn't think he was this good. I honestly didn't. I've seen him train before and stuff like that. I've been there when he's training before and stuff like that. I watched his regional scene fights in person. I watched his last regional scene fight before this actually, and I was like impressed, but I was not like this impressed. His movement in the last regional scene fight that I watched in person was like way more measured, way more slow, way more, patient. His actual I guess striking selection, his creativity, his quickness, his viciousness was like a lot. I know he got a finish in the last fight in the regional scene, but all that stuff was like, it's like he dropped his skill points from like 90 to like 60 for that last regional fight. And when he showed up there after that first like 10 seconds in the round, it was like, holy fuck, he's gonna be a problem for this dude. And the other dude, like they were saying, what is his name? Samuel Silva. Like Samuel Silva's a really I guess big name. He's the Cage Fury, I believe. Cage Fury, Cage Warriors. It's Cage Fury. Cage Warriors is UK. Cage Fury champion. Like fought a lot of really good competition. Nasty KOs. They're like, oh, he's kind of just relies on his grit. This guy's striking, Samuel Silva, was still really good. His striking was still like, I know. No, Mr. Rat Garbage, Mandela Nallo, like cooked him on the feet still, but I thought his striking was still good. I didn't think it was that bad. Nallo is just good, man. Like I wasn't expecting this level from him, being like somebody that has seen him fight in person before, seen him train in person before. I wasn't expecting this level from him. I was expecting him to win. I was expecting him to look good, but he looked so good. The leg kicks are always good, but his leg kicks were way better than I remember, way better than I've seen in this fight. They were nasty. He was bashing them. He's got really long arms and legs for his weight class, and he was looking really good. Jab, low kicks, the front kick to the chin, to the face was nasty. He got him like 3 times with like a straight like toe to the top of the throat, side of the face. It was bad, and dude, he looked clean. He put him down with a 1-2, but like a really short 2. And just dropped him. The follow-up shots were nasty. I think Mandela now, I think he does very, very well against everybody in this division, lightweight. Yeah, I think he does very well against the majority of people in this lightweight division. He's not just a striker; he's a really good grappler as well. And I think you put him anywhere in that top 15, and he's gonna give most of those guys a really good fight. So I'm excited to see him in the UFC, bro. Like that's sick. Up next, we got Olszewski versus Teo Hag. This was kind of a weird fight, but we all kind of knew that Olszewski was going to, probably win this fight, be the better fighter in this fight. His striking was way better than the other guy. The other guy's a grappler, a gritty grappler that gets hit, but yeah, he was always gonna get hit, rocked, and it's pretty much what happened. I mean, he didn't really get hit and rocked actually. Like this picture, here's showing us oh, he got hit and rocked, but it was more like he got hit with a couple shots on the feet, and he went for a kind of a sloppy takedown, and he was just let himself take way too many unanswered shots on the ground while he was trying to secure the takedown or trying to just grab a single leg and lift it up. dude, Olszewski looked nasty. He looked better than his brother, to be honest. He was just smashing hammer fist, just boom, 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 boom. And I think that's one thing that a lot of people don't realize when they have somebody's trying to wrestle with them, like kind of like how Conor McGregor used to do with the short elbows, kind of exactly how Cesar Olszewski did with the hammer fists and the elbows as well. Um, if they're not defending this other head and they're just grabbing like a single leg for a takedown, and you are able to get some swing, some momentum, some power on that shot, and you feel like you're not going to be off balance, just absolutely unload those, because one of the like 10 of them are going to hurt the person, and they're either going to let go of a single leg, let go of the takedown defense, give up on it, or they're going to go to fuck to sleep. And that's what happened in this fight. It was a clean win from Olszewski. I know that there was some controversy with the ref, but it was a clean win from Olszewski. Yeah, he cooked him. Jean-Paul Lebowski, bro. This was a crazy, crazy knockout. Like, jab to lead leg head kick, and then bro's just like wobbling around on his feet and gets KO'd. Every fight was it not? They weren't all first round KOs, but the other week they were. Tommy McMillen fight was super entertaining. Antoine Ho versus Chaplin wasn't it was the least entertaining one technically, but it was still a really good high level fight, and I enjoyed it. Nallo's fight was insane. I wish there was more of it than like 1.5 minutes of round one. That would have been awesome. Or 3.5 minutes of round one. Olszewski versus Thiago Hague. It was kind of a weird fight, but still an exciting fight. This fight was super exciting as well. A lot of the fights ended really early, which, you know, is great for finishes, but also like sometimes you want to see these guys fight more just because it's entertaining. Like I would love to see Jean-Paul Lebowski fight a little bit longer. He's a grappling guy. He looked really good in the striking stand up. Yeah, I don't have much to say. Like Jean-Paul Lebowski he's kind of a full package. If his grappling is better than his striking, which supposedly it is, he's gonna be a problem for fucking everybody, dude. And this is at what, welterweight? So yeah, he's not overly tall for welterweight, but he's nasty, man, and he's really really good. Like I don't know like how, like obviously there's gonna be people that can outstrike him. Obviously there's people that can outstrike him, but he's always got grappling, and his striking is more than good enough. He's well rounded enough where he's going to be a problem for a lot of guys. Anyways, that's my week 4 recap and results. I thought this was an amazing week at Contender Series. I've been doing the Contender Series vids, obviously, because we don't have any actual UFC cards, and also they've been fucking badass. Like, normally I wouldn't do a Contender Series vid, but the Contender Series last 3 weeks have been awesome, so why not? Like, these were sick fights. Let's do a breakdown on them, eh? All right, if you guys haven't already, like and subscribe. I really enjoy making the content on the MMA YouTube channel for you guys, so if you haven't already, like and subscribe. We're on our way to 300 subs. I'll see you in the next one. Deuces.